Face off, comes to irons, he gets it over to Brought. Sent in the zone, it's gonna go for icing. Yeah. All right, Irons finds that loose puck. Gets it over on the far wall to Ratcliffe, up off the Koenig stick. Tied up here in the neutral zone. Admirals gain control, send it in. Pushed forward by Castor. Peyton's coming in the zone here with it. Feeds it across to Irons. His shot is high. Peyton finds that loose puck, skates it in, drops it for Harp. Peyton shot high and wide. Ben finds it back to the net there. I think that came from Harp. Puck back into the Admiral zone off that face-off. Turned back by Gross. They've got it in the neutral zone. Finally send it in. Mullenkamp back. Coming through the neutral zone. He's going to skate it in. Lost the handle, hit a skate on the way. Puck comes out to Cade in the neutral zone, over to Gaka, into the zone off Ben's stick. Peyton's the first one there. Can't get a handle on it though. Peyton regained control there, but he lost an edge. Admirals have it now. Send it in our end. Cade back. Coming out with some speed here. Gaka with it now at the blue line. Sends it near corner to the blind spot. I think that's Shuma down there. Comes to Gaka. Up to Cade. His shot hit a cluster of players on the way. Moses comes out of that far corner with it. Skates to the front of the net. He's going to score. free skate music we're gonna have to deal with, so apologize for that. Ross is able to get that in the zone. He was knocked off the puck though. Irons with it now in the neutral zone, feeds it across towards Ross. He's going to send it in. Puck still in the Admiral zone. Hank with pressure. Finally comes out. Irons with it again in the neutral zone. Over to Smith. Up to Larson. Ross enters. Driving towards the net. The puck is loose. Kicked out of there. Here come the Admirals. They're going to send it in. Played there behind the net by Wyatt. Irons gets that up to Hank. He's going to get it in the Admiral zone. They've got possession though. Casper now feeds it forward to Hank. Peels back. Tried to feed that across the ice to Ratcliffe. It hit an Admirals player leg though on the way. Irons with the puck again on the longest shift ever. Admirals player knocks the net off, so we'll get a stoppage, and that's gonna come outside the zone. Reed wins that back to Brody. He feeds it forward to Koenig. Sends it in. Regains control. Admirals with it now. Save there by Wyatt. Kirby's able to chip that up out of the zone. We got some help coming with him now. Feeds it across towards Noah. Couldn't get a handle on that. Admirals send that in. Wyatt's gonna Koenig to the box for hooking. Comes to Cade off that face-off, played up into the netting. Admirals with it now behind their net. Minute and a half left on this penalty kill. Harp got a stick on that pass. Admirals are offsides. Admirals control off that face-off. Shot went off of Wyatt's mask. Admirals regain possession. Caster is able to get that out of his zone, sends it in, far corner, he recovers it, feeds it up to Brody, Puck's gonna come out of his zone. Hank with it now, makes a man miss, he enters. Brody sends that in. It's going to get by everybody to go for icing. Puck comes to Mullenkamp. Knocked away from him. Admirals enter our zone. Mullenkamp takes it away. Puts it up to Gross. Makes a man miss. Feeds it forward, but it's picked off by the Admirals. Schuma gains control. He skates it in. Goalie's gonna control that. Moses gains possession there behind the net. Tried to get it back to Austin. Hit a stick though, and Admirals have possession in our end. Moses kicks that pass aside. Now Shima sends it in. Admirals come out of the blind corner with it. Larson with it now, forward to Mannion, enters the zone. Mannion feeds that over to Smith. Shot attempt went wide. Battle below the goal line now. Shima comes out of there with it. Feeds it up to Smith. Back towards the net. Bouncing puck is loose. Admirals have it and able to send it in our end over Wyatt's head. Smith drops that for Irons. Hank with it now. His shot blocked in front of the net. Puck comes back to Hank at the blue line. Another shot just high. Puck lines up with Smith. Below the goal line now. Feeds it up towards Irons. Towards the net. Off a stick and wide. Back in our end here, Smith. Feeds it forward to Ross. He's coming in. Cuts to the middle, lost the handle. Puck comes to Ross. Sends it down low. Hank. Now Ross. Brought, trying to get it down to that far corner, but hit Admirals player on the way. Finally gets it there. Ben in pursuit of it. Adele sings about it. Ben enters the zone. Drops for Hart. Couldn't connect with Peyton. Puck winds up on Broadstick. Shot towards the net. Knocked down in front. Harp on the far wall, drops it for Peyton. He's cutting towards the middle, sent towards the net wide. Played up into the netting there. Far corner, looks like we got Koenig and Ratcliffe in a battle down there.
Oh, come on!
Nice hand pass is the call. Neutral zone, face off coming up. Puck comes to Mullenkamp. He's going to send that in. Puck comes to Koenig. Shot into the goalie's stomach there. Koenig feeds that back to Ellenberg. His shot was blocker to side. Comes to the near corner. Ratcliffe down there. I think. Can't see anything down there. Admirals come out of that corner with it. boxing in the Admiral zone. It's going to get on net. Goalie's going to cover that. We'll get an offensive zone face-off coming up. Gaka in the neutral zone is going to send that in. We got to check up. Carson feeds that back to Smith. He's going to send it down to the far corner. Carson feeds that across towards Smith. Brown with it now, enters the zone, driving towards the net. Tried to get a shot off there. I think it hit a leg on the way. Admirals are going to send that in. Irons back to retrieve it. Admirals with it now on our end. Puck comes out to Hank. He feeds it forward to Cam, makes a man miss, pokes it forward to Drayden. Forces it in the zone. Admirals have it though. Gets by everybody. Irons back. Sends it far corner to Brought. Puck was kept in the zone by the Admirals there. Shot blocked there by Brody. Brody comes out of there with it. Sends it forward through Cam's legs. Goes for icing. Clock is still running. Puck comes out of the zone. Harp races back. Winds up on Ben's stick. His shot is blocked. Gross with the shot as the buzzer sounds, and that'll take us to the second. Ben with it now in our end. Forward to Peyton. He comes in with some speed, knocked off his stick, comes to Hart, fed across towards Ben.
That's all. That kind of got kicked off there. Are you glad I'm back over here?
For the all right, offensive zone face-off coming your way here. Lines up at the goalie's feet off that face-off, so we'll do it again. Puck comes back to Gross. Towards the net, off of Ben stick and wide. Mullenkamp first there, sends it far corner. Harp, first one on the scene there, gets it to Ben, back to Harp. Lost the handle, and the Admirals are going to get a clear there. Comes back into our end.
Nice.
Glove save by Wyatt there. Puck comes to Ellenberg off the face-off, gets it over to Ratcliffe, finds Castor, over to Koenig, enters the zone. Shot wide, near side, puck's going to come all the way out, back to our end. Ratcliffe's back to collect it. Admirals with it now in the neutral zone. Sent in, but sent right back out by Gaka. Admirals send it in, but we got a handle on it. Kirby sends it in. Cade sends that forward to Ratty coming through the neutral zone. He's going to send that in up into the protective netting off the goalie's stick. Puck comes out of the zone. Greg's back. Tied up. Admirals with it now in our end. Carson with it now. He's going to skate it in. Fed up towards Irons. Kicks it. Keep it in. Comes out eventually. Smith with it now. And send that in. Moses was the first one there. Puck comes near wall. Smith and Shuma able to keep that in. Comes out. Shuma's in the neutral zone, feeds it across to Irons. It's going to go for icing. Gross feeds that up towards Mannion, off his stick, winds up with Hank, he skates it in. Up comes to Gross, feeds it to Larson. Cross towards Mannion, back on Hank's stick. Hank feeds that up here to Brody. Brody plays it off the back wall. Larson had a handle on it there, winds up with Mannion. Hank's shot. Hit a stick and went wide. Gross, I think that was out of the zone, but we'll take that. Battle behind the net. Admirals come out of there with it. Deep in our end, Brody back. Gets it to Gross, comes back to Brock. In the zone off Hank's stick. Mannion will win that race.
Yes, sir.
He's knocked to the ice.
Yes, sir. 35 million
Up comes to Harp in front of the net. Couldn't get a handle on that shot. Peyton with it now in the neutral zone. Ben feeds it forward to Peyton. He drops that for Mullenkamp. Gets around a man. Sat in the slot what seemed like forever. He couldn't find it. Ben now coming in with some speed. Gonna skate around that guy. Ben by himself. The lonely goal. Admirals with the puck off that face-off. They're going to send it in our end. Wyatt's going to cover that, and we'll get a defensive zone face-off coming up here. Admirals will find the back of the net there. Moses gets that back to Smith, over to Gaka. in the zone off of Carson's stick. He's going to be the first one to the puck. Feeds it to Smith. Admirals wind up with it, send it in on Wyatt. Admirals regain control. Puck winds up in Wyatt's glove, so we'll get a D-zone face-off coming up. Irons winds up with the puck off that face-off, feeds it across here near wall. Ross is able to send that up. Walker coming in, dangles, makes a man miss. Backhander turned aside by the goalie. That winds up in the net. And the fans rejoice. Puck comes to Irons, feeds it over to Brought. Up to Larson, to Ross, in the zone, feeds it back to Larson, cutting towards the net. Tried to feed it across to Hank, but he was tied up. Admirals are going to ice that. Puck got by Irons off that face-off. He's back to retrieve it. Feeds it over to Brought. Up to Larson. Enters the Admiral zone. Finds a Hank. And Hank turned aside by the goalie. Hank's going to send that back to Wyatt. Irons to Brought, to Ross. Up into the neutral zone. Ross winds up with it in the offensive zone. Cuts towards the middle, backhander wide, near side. Up to Irons. Sure the net's off. All right, we're gonna zam and see y'all on the other side of that.
No, I heard some chemicals. They're over there. I'm just happy because Mississippi State finally won an SEC game today.
Who did they beat?
Arkansas by like 3 points. I was missing my cowbells today. Sam and I both went there, but I'm actually, my hometown is about 35 minutes from Starkville.
Puck comes near wall. Koenig with pressure. Lines up with Noah there briefly. Admirals have it now. Kept in by Gross. Koenig drives. His backhander went just wide. On the near side, that puck comes out of the zone. Mullenkamp back. It's a forward to Ratcliffe. He feeds it across here, near side. Reed coming in the zone. Koenig winds up with it. Backhand feed was intercepted by the Admirals. They're going to send that in. Took a weird bounce there. Rolled off Chase's stick. So after the regroup, here comes Ross. I think Hank was offsides there, so we'll get a neutral zone face off. One back by the Admirals. Send in RN. Gaka back. Sent out of the zone by Hank. Admirals send it back in. Cade's coming back to get it. Comes in, finds Hank. He's coming in off the crossbar up into the protective netting. Kept in the zone there by Larson. Puck winds up with Hank. He's going to get another shot off. Knocked down by the goalie. It's in the slot. Ross found the handle, got a shot off. Stick aside by the goalie. The Admirals able to send it out. That's going to go for icing. Sent out of the zone by the Admirals. It's going to go for icing again. Peyton with the puck. Sends it down low. Harp comes out with it. Drops it for Ben. Feeds it to Irons. His shot is stick aside by the goalie up into the protected netting. Comes out of the zone. Smith feeds it forward to Ben. He sends it in. Peyton there tried to feed it across. It hit a skate on the way though. Smith's shot gloved by the goalie. Puck kept in there by Carson. Sent deep. Admirals have it. That exit pass was intercepted by Irons. He's going to send it back in. Schuma now in the far corner. Sends it back this way. Just got past Mannion. Schuma enters the zone. Fed through the slot. Got to the far corner there. Carson with it. Good hustle by Castor there. Get a stick on that. Ratcliffe now coming in. Koenig now through the neutral zone. Feeds it to Gross. His shot is wide. Comes all the way out back to our end. Castor back. Drops it for Cade. He's picking up some speed here. Wyatt hands that off to Cade. He's going to send that up in the zone off of Castor's stick. Man, that wasn't even close. Reed sends that forward. Sorry, that was Hank to Ross. Boom! Goalie was able to keep that out. Admirals with it in our end. Gonna give it away there. Larson with it, feeds it to Ross, coming in the zone. Got Hank coming with him, feeds it to Hank. Walker from Ross from Larson. Ben's going to be take a spill there, no call. We did get a call there, trip. We'll go to the power play. Never do what?
Yeah. That was
You just yell in their general direction if they happen to hear it.
yeah. She was letting you know.
Yeah. Comes back to Gaka there, feeds it over to Irons, to Gaka, to Peyton. Lost the handle there. Admirals are going to get it clear. Gaka feeds it up to Peyton. He's got some speed coming in the zone here, driving towards the net, hasn't knocked off his stick, lines up with Harp. Now with Ben. Back to Gaka. Knocked down by the goalie, loose in front. He's going to get that covered. 0.4 seconds remain in the period. Shot by Irons was blocked there. Point of attack. We'll go to the third.
Sadly, it's true.
Just a $100 thing.
We came up here and stopped at the air hockey on the way up. Because Evan knew he had broken his foot. I knew they had the sticky one and two. And it was right. And then we did it. And he's like, oh, no, I should know. I'm like, so it said 250.
Austin drops that for Cade. He's coming in. Speed near the corner. Sends that across far wall. Carson's got it now. Down to Ratcliffe, back to Carson. Jaka. Shot one just high. Castor finds Carson with it, back to Castor. Feeds it up to Cade. And the net's off. Hank feeds that back to Irons. His shot knocked down in front, loose. Comes to the side here, Hank. Feeds it across to Smith. Now to Irons. Shot covered up by the goalie there. Came to Hank off that face-off, winds up in the protective netting. I think that went off the goalie's shoulder. Smith with it. Comes all the way around to Ross on the near wall. Ross, the shot wide near side. Iron sends that far corner. Admirals are going to collect that. Winds up in our end. Iron's back. Hank's going to feed that across to Smith, coming through the neutral zone. Drops it for Larson. Larson with it now. In the back of the net. I think that was Larson from Walker. Puck comes back to Brody in the zone on Ryan's stick. Just on forward to Brought. To Schuma now, back to Brought. Leaves that in the corner. Admirals have possession. Comes back to the neutral zone. It's on Gross's stick though. He feeds it to Brought. Back to Gross, makes a man miss. Second man miss. Driving towards the net. Down in front of the goalie, played to the corner there. Comes out to our neutral zone. Schuma's got it. Back to Brought. Forward to Schuma. Entry was turned aside by the Admirals. Back in our end, Brought. To Gross. Up to Schuma. Mullenkamp feeds that forward to Brown. In the zone off Mullenkamp's skate. Puck is loose. Moses collects it. Feeds it over to Peyton. Blows a tire. Makes a man miss driving towards the net. Knocked down in front of the goalie there. It's loose. Admirals get a clear. That's going to go for icing. Offensive zone face off. Coming at you. Gaka with it now, walking the blue line, feeds it over to Smith. His shot turned aside by the goalie. Battle in the far corner. Puck winds up on Peyton's stick, driving towards the net. It's bouncing. Harp in the near corner now. Vols with the field goal, now lead 10-7. Updates from the penalty box there. Sending our end. Smith back. Up to Peyton. He's going to skate it in. Circles behind the net. Cut it over to Ben. His shot was turned aside by the goalie. Back into our end. Race to get there. Smith possesses. Bouncing puck now loose. First save by White. They convert on the second shot there. Brody with the puck now. Lost the handle, he's got it back. Irons up to Castor, cut across to Koenig. Enters, gets through the defenders, lost the handle. Ratcliffe now enters the zone. Sending our end. Wyatt there plays it, sends it over to Irons in the near corner. Castor enters the zone with it. Hank with it now. Ross up to Gross. In our end, Admirals are first there. Puck comes back out of the zone. Larson now driving towards the net through the slot. Comes to the near wall. He was knocked to the ice. Hank winds up with the puck behind the net. Net's off. Mullenkamp gets that over to Gross. Trying to feed the tank there, got by him to the far wall. Mullenkamp to Gross again. Larson feeds that over to Mullenkamp. Back to Gross. This shot is down in front of the goalie. Covers it up.
Josh was like, he was running.
Moses now through the neutral zone, sends it in. Shuma. Moses tangled up with the ref there. Offensive zone, face off. Coming up. Shot from K there, steer to the side. Runs up on Gaka's stick. Feeds it back to Shuma.
Obviously. They are really. Let's get it.
Back in RN, Austin back to get it. Shuma feeds that forward to Carson. Shot is up into the netting. Poked out, back to RN, gets to Wyatt. He plays that out to the neutral zone. Admirals collect it there. And send that in. Icing.
Enjoy this game. Feel the tradition. Share the experience. The Pets. Gold medal winner.
Mannion with it now in the near corner. Hands off to Peyton. Knocked to the ice. Back with Mannion now. Lost the handle. Admirals coming our way. That shot was turned aside by Wyatt. Played to the corner there. Iron sends that forward to Mannion on the far wall. Enters the Admiral zone. Knocked off the puck there behind the net. Ben comes out with it. Fed across to Mannion. Shot goes high. Out to Irons at the blue line. He sends it down to Peyton at the half wall. Fed across. Got by Mannion there. Trickles to the far corner. Drops it for Ben in that corner. Ben with it again. Fed across towards Mannion. Hit a skate on the way. Irons forces that on to Smith on the Mannion. Smith with it again here. It's Peyton. Sends comes in. He's got Smith coming with him. Feeds it to Ben.
Get it.
Goalie knocks that down in front. It's going to come out of the zone. Ross with it now. Feeds it up to Peyton. That's out of play. Puck came to Koenig off the face-off, feeds it back to Brought. Peels back and skates up ice. Makes a man miss, coming through the neutral zone. Lost the handle. He's got it back, though. Brought's shot hit a skate or a leg on the way. Comes to Castor, now to Gross. His shot is wide. Puck comes back to Castor on the half wall. Admirals wind up with possession. They're coming in our end. Gross back to defend. Sent deep, Brought's back to get it. Feeds it up to Hank. Nope, Harp, sorry. Feeds it back to Koenig. He's in the back of the net.
The Planet Center was voted the best place to skate with lots of opportunities for public skating. You can save some money too with a 5-pack or a 10-pack of skating passes. You can always check the public skating times and days at theplanet.com. We'll see you again for public skating. The Planet, Gold Medal Radio.
Schuma gets that back to Molenkamp, over to Ellenberg, up to Ratcliffe, lost the handle. Enters the Admiral zone, but they've got possession. Taken away by Ratcliffe. Got it to Moses there. His shot went wide. Ellenberg pokes that forward to Brown. He sends it on to Schuma. Sends it in. Offsides. We got a retreat. Cam picked that off. Enters the Admiral zone. Has it knocked off his stick. Cade with it. Down to Schuma. On to Ross. Up to Molenkamp. The shot hit his stick. Ads, send that in. No icing. We're just tired of calling that, I guess. Cade with it now. Schuma's shot hit a skate, came right back to him. Eventually covered up by the goalie there on the side of the net. Puck comes to Gaka. Sends it down to Hank. I don't know where it went from there, but it's on the far wall now. Larson feeds that to Gaka, cutting towards the net. Blocker save by the goalie. Pad save. Larson cuts to the middle. His shot trickles by the goalie. Goes wide. Admirals clear. Comes back to our end. Smith's got it. Sends that forward. Got by Hank. He's able to force it into the Admirals end, but they've got it. Coming our way. Smith with it now, makes a man miss. He's coming through the neutral zone. Shot sent wide. Brody with it now. He skates it in the zone. He's taken to the ice. Goalie's going to cover that. We're going to stop it. Carson lines up with it. I think he's in the blind spot. Admiral's able to force that out of the zone. They've got possession now. Momentarily they had it. Back and forth.
I'm glad you got to see me. What's for next? I don't know. Let you get to the side. I said down.
We run 35 plays in 19 minutes. We drove down the field again. We held them to a punt, drove down the field again, missed a 37-yard field goal. So it's fucking 10-7. Dominating them, but it's 10-7.
Yeah.
They're just at will pretty much. They held us and played in the end zone.